All right, welcome back, everyone. We're diving into the 2025 Golden Globes,
Oh, yeah.
held just a few days ago
Still buzzing.
on January 5th. And, you know, as always, these awards, they're all about highlighting the best of the best
The best of.
in both film and television. But, we're not just going to sit here and list off who won what.
No way.
We're going to dig a little deeper
Much deeper.
into what really made this year's ceremony stand out. What trends we noticed, what surprised us.
Right.
And ultimately what it all means for, the world of entertainment. What do you think? What stood out to you?
I think it's, like taking a snapshot of the culture right now.
Yeah.
What stories are really speaking to people? What performances are blowing everyone away?
Yeah.
The Golden Globes give us a glimpse into, I think, what's capturing our imaginations.
Absolutely. And speaking of capturing imaginations, there's one film we absolutely cannot ignore.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're going to say.
Emilia Perez.
It was everywhere.
This French film, it wasn't just a winner. It was a full-blown phenomenon. I mean,
Yeah.
It snagged Best Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy, but it also took home Best Motion Picture Non-English Language. I mean,
That's huge.
pretty rare.
You don't see that very
To
often.
win both of those big categories.
And across language barriers, right? Like,
Exactly.
that's what's really amazing.
It really says something. It really makes you think that Emilia Perez tapped into something universal.
Totally agree. Something that spoke to voters,
Yeah.
no matter where they were from or what language they spoke.
What do you think it was about this film that resonated so strongly, do you think?
Well, the premise itself is interesting, right? I mean, Carla Sofia Gascon, a transgender actress, plays the main character,
Right.
who's a man that goes through this, magical transformation into a woman, which I think opens up all these possibilities for, exploring themes like gender identity,
Right.
magical realism, what it means to transform. I mean, these are topics that are so relevant right now. Everyone's talking about them.
I get the buzz, I do. But
Yeah.
isn't it possible that, I don't know, maybe part of the success is also because of the star power behind it?
Oh, of course.
I mean, Zoe Saldana, Selena Gomez, that's
Big names.
got to help, right?
Sure, a strong cast can definitely make a difference,
Yeah.
get people's attention. But I think it's important to note that, Saldana won Best Supporting Actress
Oh, that's right.
for her role in the film. So, I mean, it wasn't just about her being a famous face,
Yeah.
Her performance was clearly something special
Right.
and added to the film's success. It wasn't just about, star power.
Okay, fascinating. So we have Emilia Perez making waves, but it wasn't the only film that made a splash at the Globes. We also saw The Brutalist
Oh, yes.
really cleaning up nicely,
Cleaning up.
winning Best Motion Picture Drama, Best Director for Brady Corbett, and Best Actor for Adrien Brody.
Powerhouse performance right there.
I mean, what did you think?
Well, the critics are going crazy for this film.
Yeah.
They love the visual,
Yeah.
the emotional impact of the story.
Right.
People are calling Corbett's direction masterful.
Wow.
And there's already Oscar buzz for Brody's performance. There's a lot of talk about the film's themes of isolation and resilience, which, are particularly relevant in today's world. You know what I mean?
Definitely adding that to the watch list. But let's be real, the Golden Globes are also known for those unexpected wins.
Oh, yeah. The ones that make you go, wait, what?
The ones that shake things up a bit.
Totally.
And this year
Definitely had its fair share.
definitely did not disappoint. Did any come to mind for you?
Well, for me, it has to be Sebastian Stan winning Best Actor in a musical or comedy for A Different Man.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
He was also nominated in the drama category for The Apprentice. So to switch categories like that
Yeah,
and still win,
it's impressive.
pretty remarkable.
It speaks to his versatility as an actor, doesn't it? To be recognized for such different roles.
Absolutely. And speaking of impressive, Demi Moore,
Oh, yeah.
Best Actress in a musical or comedy for The Substance. I mean, talk about a career resurgence.
Right.
It's like she's back and better than ever.
Exactly. I mean, both Stan and Moore's wins, I think,
Yeah.
show that the Golden Globes aren't afraid to recognize actors who are taking risks.
Pushing boundaries.
Yeah, pushing boundaries, even if it means, their performances don't fit neatly into one box.
Exactly. They're defying categorization.
Okay, so we've got the heavy hitters, the surprises. We got to talk about the snubs, though.
Ah, yes, the snubs. But you know what?
Let's
keep
go.
things positive, shall we? There's plenty to celebrate.
I like that. And speaking of celebrations, we can't forget the music.
The music.
The music that moved us this year.
Yes.
Challengers came in strong, winning Best Original Score.
Beautiful score.
And guess who scored another win?
Let me guess.
Emilia Perez. For Best Original Song with El Mal, I mean, it seems like voters just couldn't get enough.
I know. They were smitten.
But it's important to note that the other nominees in these categories represent such a diverse musical landscape. I mean, we had scores from films like Conclave, The Brutalist.
Don't forget The Wild Robot.
Oh, yeah, the animated film.
Yeah.
And for Best Original Song, everything from emotional ballads to, like, high-energy dance tracks.
It is a mix.
It really shows, I think, that film music is a world unto itself.
Absolutely.
So much talent and creativity.
For sure.
Okay, we've talked around it long enough. It's time to circle back.
Back to Emilia Perez.
To Emilia Perez.
Right.
What was it about this film that was so captivating? What should our listeners be paying attention to when they watch it?
Well, this film isn't afraid to dive into some complex and timely themes.
Yeah.
Having a transgender actress playing a character who transitions on screen.
Right.
That's a powerful statement.
Yep.
Especially these days. And then you combine that with, the magical realism.
Yeah.
You get a viewing experience that's both unique
and
really get you thinking.
It sounds like a film that's both, timely and timeless.
I think so.
Something that can resonate with audiences on different levels.
For sure.
But beyond the themes, what about the actual filmmaking?
Oh, well, the cinematography is just breathtaking.
Wow.
The way the director uses light and shadow to create this dreamlike atmosphere. It perfectly matches the magical realism elements of the story.
Oh, wow.
And the colors are so rich and vibrant, mirroring the main character's emotional journey.
And the soundtrack.
Oh, the soundtrack. Don't even get me started. It adds this whole other layer of depth and emotion, especially the award-winning El Mal.
Yeah.
It just pulls you right in.
Great feast for the senses, huh?
It really is. You have to see it to believe it.
I'm adding it to my list. I have a feeling our listeners are right there with me. But before we get too carried away, let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture here. We've got Emilia Perez sweeping the awards, The Brutalist with a strong showing.
And some great surprises.
And some exciting surprises. What do you think this tells us about, the state of cinema right now?
Well, it's hard to say for sure, but I think Emilia Perez's success could mean that people are starting to really appreciate diverse storytelling and representation in film. It seems like audiences are craving stories that reflect our complicated world, and challenge the narratives we're used to.
It's like a little seed has been planted.
Exactly.
And we're watching it grow. But hey, the Golden Globes, they're just the beginning.
Award season is just getting started.
Who knows what other surprises are waiting for us? Speaking of surprises, we've been so focused on film, we haven't even talked about TV yet.
So much to discuss.
Ready to dive into the small screen?
Absolutely. There's a whole world of television out there. This year's Golden Globes had some fascinating winners and trends. I'm really curious about how streaming platforms are still dominating,
Oh, yeah. That's a great point. Streaming services are definitely changing the game.
Right.
When it comes to television.
They are.
They're taking risks.
Absolutely.
Telling all sorts of different stories.
Yeah.
Pushing boundaries in ways that, maybe traditional networks haven't always been able to.
That's true. It's a whole new landscape.
And the shift towards streaming.
It's having a huge impact.
Yeah.
On the types of stories being told.
Absolutely.
And who gets to tell them.
Okay, we've got a lot to unpack when it comes to television, so stay tuned, everyone, because we're about to dive into those TV wins and trends from the 2025 Golden Globes.
Can't wait. Okay, so where do we even begin with TV?
Well, how about we start with the drama category?
Sounds good to me.
The Crown continued its reign this year, taking home Best Television Series Drama. This historical drama, the one that chronicles the life of Queen Elizabeth II.
It's a classic.
It's been a consistent favorite with critics and viewers alike. I have to admit, I'm a bit of a sucker for a good period drama.
Oh, me too.
And The Crown always delivers. It's just fascinating to see history come to life like that.
Totally agree. The attention to detail, the performances.
It's just so well done. But I'm curious,
Yeah?
were there any surprises in the drama category this year? Any shows that kind of broke through the mold?
Well, House of the Dragon was nominated but didn't win.
Oh, right.
The prequel to Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Even with all those fans.
It's a familiar world.
it seems like it hasn't quite reached the same level of critical acclaim as its predecessor.
Interesting. So even with a massive fan base, it's not always a guaranteed win.
Definitely not. It really makes you think about what it takes to create a true phenomenon, doesn't it?
It does. Speaking of phenomena, let's talk about comedy.
Oh, yeah.
Ted Lasso.
Feel-good show.
The heartwarming series about that American football coach, who goes over to coach a British soccer team.
It's hilarious.
Continued its winning streak, taking home Best Television Series, Musical, or Comedy. It's just pure joy, that show.
It is.
Makes you feel good.
Absolutely.
And these days, I think we could all use a little bit of that.
For sure. Were there any new comedies that stood out to you this year?
Yeah, actually. What about The Bear?
Oh, yes. I've heard good things.
It's that comedy drama that follows a young chef who goes back to Chicago to run his family's sandwich shop.
Right.
It got a nomination in the musical or comedy category, which I think signals its growing popularity.
For sure. It's definitely one to watch.
It's been on my list forever.
It's really well made. The performances are fantastic, and they do a great job of capturing the chaos of a restaurant kitchen.
Yeah, it sounds like a show that can make you laugh and think at the same time.
I definitely.
Okay, what about limited series?
Oh, that's a tough category these days.
So competitive.
So many great shows.
So who took home the prize this year?
This year it was Blackbird.
Oh, yeah.
That gripping true crime drama.
Right.
Based on Jimmy Keen's memoir.
The one where he goes undercover in prison?
Yes, that one. It won Best Limited Series, Anthology Series, or Motion Picture Made for Television.
Wow, that's a mouthful.
It is.
But well-deserved, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely. True crime is having a major moment right now.
It is.
And Blackbird really delivers. I think what really sets it apart are the performances.
Yeah, I've heard Taron Egerton is phenomenal in it.
He is. And Paul Walter Hauser as the suspected serial killer, Larry Hall.
Wow.
They both give these nuanced, complex performances, which really elevate the whole series.
Right.
It's a reminder that great acting can really make all the difference.
Absolutely. Okay, so we've covered the big series awards, but I'm also really interested in those individual acting categories. Were there any performances that just blew you away?
Well, Zendaya continued her reign.
She's amazing.
Winning Best Actress for her role in Euphoria. This is actually her second win for this role.
Wow. Back to back.
She's really cemented her place as one of the most talented young actresses out there right now.
She's a force of nature.
She really is. What about Best Actor? Any standouts for you?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, tell me.
Bob Odenkirk finally got his Golden Globe win.
It's about time.
For his role as Jimmy McGill in Better Call Saul.
Ah, such a brilliant show.
And such a well-deserved win.
It really is a tribute to his performance throughout the entire series.
Absolutely. And Better Call Saul.
Oh, such a great show.
Such a fantastic show. Odenkirk's performance, it was transformative.
Absolutely. And you know who else charmed the voters?
Ooh.
Jason Sudeikis.
No way.
He won Best Actor for his role as Ted Lasso.
Oh, I love him.
His portrayal of that relentlessly optimistic coach just keeps resonating with audiences.
He's perfect for that role.
He really is. He's funny. He's heartwarming. He's surprisingly insightful.
He's the whole package.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
What about Best Actress? Anyone else come to mind?
Well, we have to talk about Jean Smart.
Ah, a legend.
She kept her winning streak going, taking home her second Golden Globe in a row.
Wow.
For her role in Hacks.
Her portrayal of Deborah Vance is just brilliant.
It's both hilarious and heartwarming.
And so real.
She's a national treasure.
She is. All right, let's talk supporting roles.
Yes. Who were the standouts for you?
Well, in the Best Supporting Actress category, we have Julia Garner.
Oh, she's amazing.
She won for her role as Ruth Langmore in Ozark. Yeah. This is her third win for this role.
No way. 3 wins.
She's incredible.
She's like a chameleon. She just disappears into every role.
It's true. And she brings so much intensity and vulnerability to Ruth Langmore. It's captivating.
It's terrifying, but also you can't help but feel for her.
Exactly. And on the men's side, we had a really special win.
Oh, tell me.
Henry Winkler finally won his Golden Globe.
I love that.
For his role as acting coach Gene Cousineau in Barry.
He's a legend. It's about time.
I know. Over 5 decades in the industry, and he finally gets his due.
From Happy Days to Barry, he's entertained generations.
He really has. And his performance in Barry is just fantastic. So funny, so nuanced.
Yeah, he brings this great balance of comedy and drama to that role.
It's a reminder that even seasoned actors can still surprise us.
Absolutely. So, looking at all these television wins, are you seeing any big trends emerging?
Well, one thing that's definitely clear is the continued dominance of streaming platforms.
Right.
Netflix, HBO Max, Apple TV Plus.
We're all over the place.
They're putting out some of the most innovative and engaging content, and it's being recognized.
It seems like streaming services have really revolutionized television.
Totally agree.
They're willing to take risks and tell stories that, maybe wouldn't have found a home on traditional networks.
It's true. They're giving a platform to voices and stories that might have been overlooked before.
Yeah, and that's leading to this incredible diversity of content.
Absolutely. We're in a golden age of television, thanks in part to these streaming platforms.
Absolutely. Okay, so we've covered film, we've covered television. What do you think overall the Golden Globes tell us about the state of entertainment right now?
Well, I think they're a good indicator of what's capturing the attention of both critics and audiences.
Right. They highlight the stories and performances that are really making an impact.
Exactly. It's like a snapshot of where we are culturally.
Yeah, what we're thinking about, what we're talking about.
Exactly. This year, it seems like there's a real celebration of diversity, both in representation and in the kinds of stories being told.
Yeah, for sure.
From Amelia Perez to The Bear to Blackbird, there's this appetite for content that challenges norms and pushes boundaries.
I love that. Seems like we're moving in the right direction.
I agree, but, enough about our opinions. We want to hear what you think.
Absolutely. What stood out to you about this year's Golden Globes? What surprised you? What are you adding to your watch list?
Head over to our social media and let us know. We love hearing from you.
Okay, before we wrap up this part of our deep dive,
Yes.
what's one final thought you'd like to leave our listeners with? Something to kind of ponder as they continue exploring the world of film and television.
Well, as much as we love talking about the awards themselves, who won, who got snubbed, I think it's important to remember that award shows are just one perspective.
Right.
They're subjective. They represent the opinions of a certain group of people at a particular moment in time.
That's a good point. What matters most is how a film or TV show makes you feel.
Exactly.
The impact it has on you.
The conversations it sparks, the way it challenges you to see the world differently.
Sometimes those films and shows, the ones that stay with us,
Yeah.
they aren't even the ones that win the awards. They're the ones that make us think, make us feel, make us question.
Absolutely. And that's what makes exploring film and television so rewarding.
For sure. So to wrap up this part of our deep dive into the 2025 Golden Globes, I think we should leave our listener with a little challenge.
I like it.
Don't just focus on the winners or the big names.
Branch out.
Take a chance on something you might not normally watch. Explore a different genre. Seek out a film from another culture. Give a lesser-known television show a try.
You might be surprised by what you discover.
You never know what gems you might find.
I love that. Step outside your comfort zone and let storytelling take you on an adventure.
Exactly. As much as we love diving into the winners and the trends, it's important to remember that the Golden Globes are just one perspective.
Oh, for sure. Awards are subjective, right?
Yeah.
They're just the opinions of a specific group of people.
At a specific moment in time.
Exactly. What really matters is how a film or TV show affects the audience.
How it makes you feel.
Exactly. What it makes you think and feel.
I think that's a really important point.
Yeah.
Because sometimes the most impactful films, the ones that really stay with us, they're not the ones that walk away with all the awards.
It's true. Sometimes those under the radar films, the ones that maybe didn't get all the buzz,
Yeah.
those are the ones that stick with you.
They spark conversations.
They make you see the world differently.
They make you think about your own life in new ways.
That's the power of storytelling, right?
Absolutely. And that's what I think makes exploring film and television so rewarding.
I agree. There's always something new to discover.
Always.
Something that can make you feel something, inspire you, move you, make you laugh.
And sometimes cry.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
And those discoveries are so personal. What resonates with one person might not resonate with another.
Exactly. Everyone brings their own experiences and perspectives to the table.
Exactly.
So as we wrap up our Golden Globes deep dive, I think we should leave our listeners with a challenge.
I like it.
Okay? Don't just focus on the winners or the big names.
Explore a bit.
Take a chance on something you might not normally watch.
Yeah.
Explore a new genre. Seek out a film from another culture.
Yes.
Maybe give a lesser-known show a try.
You never know what you might find.
You might uncover some hidden gems.
I love that. Step outside your comfort zone. Let the world of storytelling surprise you.
Who knows? Maybe next year we'll be back here talking about a whole new slate of films and shows.
Maybe some we haven't even heard of yet.
Exactly. But until then, happy watching, everyone.
Happy watching.